When the storm is over, I go rest my shoulders. Power me like solar. Mola da mola, amara la cova, alafia yoga. I'm not it then I take it day by day.
Opportunity show up every day. Go get that money, go get that pay. When things are bad or when things are shaky, oh my yeah, no cover face. Stand up, see where the ball. Only bush a jet, but you can't give up. Allow yourself to grow. Okay. On my neck is diamond. I want them need a diamond. Say me cut down. On my wrist is a rose gold. But you get them gold low. If I do it, that guy know the show love. I the show love, but I they keep my body low. Oh why? Cook it. Sing the song like can you quit?
When the storm is over, I go rest my shoulders. Power me like solar. Mola da mola, amara la cova, alafia yoga.
Thank you so much, our virtual DJ Keith, for setting the tone right for us today. I was almost dancing very, very on my seat, literally, because this is actually one of the amazing things about attending the assembly every Saturday. It gets you the opportunity to be able to unwind, to be able to relax from the week's stress. I mean, we're entrepreneurs, we do a lot of things, and the week can get a bit stressful for us. So it's always a great idea to be a part of the assembly every Saturday, where you get to ease off that stress, just unwind with African entrepreneurs, like-minded people who think like you. Once again, thank you so much for joining. Good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, as I usually say, depending on wherever you're joining us from here at the Entrepreneurs Assembly. This is the Entrepreneurs Assembly, proudly brought to you by Africa's Young Entrepreneurs Organization. And of course, my name is Emanuela Daniel. It gives me great pleasure and privilege to serve as your compare or your moderator for today's session. It's absolutely going to be an amazing, amazing time well spent with entrepreneurs who think like you. Trust me, you're going to have an amazing time here today. So sit back, relax, and enjoy every single moment you're going to be spending here today. But before we dive right into the session for today, I would just love to encourage us to use this opportunity to invite as many people as possible. I mean, your family, your colleagues at work, your friends, whoever it can be or it will be that you can lay your hands on at this moment. Let them know that the Entrepreneurs Assembly, a gathering which will benefit them greatly, is currently on, and they should definitely join us because we have so much in store for you today. And of course, you're definitely going to be leaving this assembly here today super grateful for all that you're going to learn and all the experiences that you're going to have here today. So thank you. As you do that, just copy the chat, the link which has been sent in the chat box. It says that we are live, so just copy it and share it across your social media platforms, your WhatsApp, your Instagram, Facebook, whatever medium you would like to share it. Just ensure that you bring somebody back into the room with you. Thank you as you do that. Once more, this is the Entrepreneurs Assembly, and you are welcome. Right about now, we're going to be watching a short video, which we usually watch every Saturday. It basically explains to us how to properly attend a Zoom meeting. Please pay attention as you watch.
How to attend an online video meeting. Number 1. Always stay in the center of the screen. Your face should be in the middle of the screen, not at the top or at the bottom of the screen. Number 2. Your camera should always be at face level, maintaining a distance of 30 centimeters or an arm length from the screen. Number 3. Your lighting should always be in front of you, not behind you. Number 4. Always use the landscape option when using the video call option on your phone. Number 5. Your background should be simplistic with plain decor. This keeps the attention of the audience focused on you. Number 6. Always make sure there are no moving objects or people behind you while you're in an active meeting. Number 7. Always keep your camera on. It is considered unprofessional and in most gatherings unacceptable to leave your camera turned off. Number 8. Remember to switch off your mic or mute it when not actively participating in a conversation or dialogue. Number 9. Always check to make sure your name and company name appear on the window tab. Number 10. Always try to be still. Avoid making too many movements or fidgeting during a meeting. Number 11. Eating food or having a snack during a video session is considered rude and indecent. However, having a glass of water, tea, or coffee is acceptable. Number 12. When speaking, also try to maintain a normal tone or pitch. Never shout or speak erratically. Number 13. Be on time and ready. Make sure you have everything set up 10 minutes ahead of the appointed time. Number 14. Always look smart. Dress appropriately, you never know who's watching. Number 15. Always let the team know when you're done speaking by indicating "I'm done" or "thank you." Number 16. Do not exceed your time limit. Number 17. Always have your pen and notepad ready so you can take down important points and highlights of the meeting. This is very important. Number 18. Make sure all the necessary devices are functional and running, such as your mic, camera, speakers, and internet connection. Also check your device battery status to make sure they are fully charged. Number 19. Always stay focused and attentive during the meeting. Avoid multitasking so you don't get yourself and others distracted. Number 20. Most importantly, try to be yourself. Stay calm and smile. Thank you. This video was brought to you by Africa's Young Entrepreneurs, AYE, the largest entrepreneurship network in Africa.
Thank you, AYE, for that very educative video, which has been helping entrepreneurs over the years. If you're just joining us for the first time, those are some incredible tips you should definitely cultivate and put into practice moving forward. These are some things that have really helped build and make a lot of professionals in this room. As you know, last year was our year of professionalism. So a lot of us have learned so much from these tips, which we get to learn and get to hear every Saturday when we come here to the Entrepreneurs Assembly. So yes, you should definitely put it into practice in your own personal lives and your workplaces as well. Once more, you're all welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Happy new month, everyone. This is the month of August, the 7th month, the 8th month in the year 2025. I mean, we've come such a long way. And I'm super excited myself, honestly, because 2025, although we went in with a lot of expectations and all of that, but I'm super grateful for how far I have come personally. And I'm sure a lot of people here, when we get to the testimonial session, will be able to share their testimonials and their feedbacks on how the year has been going for them and some of the things that they've been able to achieve. But yes, you're all welcome to the month of August. I pray that the remaining months in the year 2025 is spectacular and yields so much results for us. I'm sure it's definitely going to yield results for us. Because I mean, if you're a consistent person who is always attending the Entrepreneurs Assembly every Saturday, there is no way that you will not be able to attest to the fact that this assembly will in some way add and basically help your life, make you better in all aspects of your life, your work and everything that you're doing basically. So yes, I'm sure for a certain that the remaining months in 2025 will be spectacular for us all. Once more, you're all welcome. If you're just joining for the first time, I'd like to personally welcome you. Thank you so much for joining the Entrepreneurs Assembly. We're super happy to have you as part of us. This is like a family. We gather here every Saturday, 6 p.m. GMT+1. Our main objective being here is simple: to ensure that we make as many people as possible empowered with the knowledge, the tools, the resources that they need to be able to thrive as individuals and in their businesses as well. So yes, this is a community that you ought to be a part of, and you're definitely not going to regret continually attending the Entrepreneurs Assembly every Saturday. It's always a different thing. It's always power-packed. It's always amazing to be here. And I'm super excited for all that is going to be happening here today. I'd just love to take the opportunity to scroll through the screen to see some of the faces that we have joining us here today, so I can quickly say hi to some people before we dive right into the business of the day. Okay, so I can see Mr. Christian from Ghana. Hi, Mr. Christian. Thank you so much for joining us. I can see Mr. Benga. Hi, Mr. Benga. You look sharp as always. I can see Mr. Dan. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Mr. Dan, for joining. It's always lovely to see your face, Mr. Dan. I can see Johnson. Hi, Johnson. Adejiji. Hi. Thank you so much for joining. Olushola. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. For some reason, I can only see the men today. I don't know. Where are the women hiding? You need to show your faces, ladies, please. If you're in a convenient space or a convenient environment, I'd like to just urge each and every one of us to try as much as possible to turn on our cameras. I mean, the session is going to be absolutely amazing. So we wouldn't want to go through the session without being able to see your beautiful and your handsome faces. So please, if it's convenient, try as much as possible to turn on your camera as we go through the course of the meeting. Okay, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Next on the agenda, I would just love to share a bit more about the organization, Africa's Young Entrepreneurs Organization, which of course has founded the Entrepreneurs Assembly and is the reason we're all gathered here today and every other Saturday. So Africa's Young Entrepreneurs Organization is the foremost entrepreneurship organization in the whole of Africa. We have been in existence for almost 14 years now, 14 years strong down the line. And throughout the course of the existence, the main focus of this organization has been to help you and to help me. And I'll explain. We basically ensure that African entrepreneurs are empowered, are showcased, and are given the resources, the tools, every single thing they need to be able to thrive. This is an organization that is dedicated, super dedicated towards empowering entrepreneurs, both in Africa and beyond. So there are a lot of things that have been done and we've been put in place over the years to ensure that African entrepreneurs are able to access the knowledge, the resources, and everything they need to be able to propel themselves and propel their businesses. So yes, as I mentioned earlier, if you're joining for the first time, this is definitely a community that you want to associate yourself with, not just because of the things that are happening here, but because of the testimonials, the feedbacks that we keep hearing every single Saturday. So it's not a situation of, oh, I'm just telling you, this is a great assembly, this is a great community. There are actually people who are coming back to testify to the goodness of the Entrepreneurs Assembly and all the impact it is making in their lives. So yes, you can visit the website. I'm sure the link will be dropped in the chat box as well. After the assembly, just visit it in order to become a member. I mean, there are so many benefits attached to this, and you definitely wouldn't want to miss out on any of them. We look forward to having you as a part of us and, of course, growing together as African brothers and sisters. Thank you so much. Once more, welcome. In this organization, we strongly believe in the power of collaboration, the power of partnership, the power of putting our hands together, which is why our slogan or our mantra says, if you can achieve this much alone, then how much more can we achieve together? It's said, putting hands together just like this. Okay, thank you so much, admin. I think that means about to put it on the screen. Thank you. Yeah, so that is our slogan. If you can achieve this much alone, then how much more can we achieve together? That just goes to say that if you have been able to achieve all you've been able to achieve by yourself, Mr. Benga, and I've been able to achieve all I've been able to achieve by myself as Emanuela, then you can just imagine how much more we'll be able to achieve when we put our hands together, when we collaborate, and when we come together as African brothers and sisters. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll now be moving on to the next segment of today's meeting. As you can see, I'm moving really, really swiftly because we have a very, very special segment put together for you today. And I'm super excited and I cannot wait to get to that. So I'm just trying as much as possible to quickly run through all that we have before we get to listen to the speaker for today. So yes, as you know, as I mentioned, we are a family in this community. So there's something that we always ensure that we do, and we never miss out on this. This is basically celebrating our African brothers and sisters who were born in the new month. As you know, this is the month of August. So if you know that you were born in the month of August, if your birth month is August, I need you to use the reaction button underneath your screen, click on it, and then click on the hand raise option so that we can dance, we can unwind, we can celebrate with you. This is not just a place where we come to learn alone. We are always dancing here, trust me. So we want to see some of our best dancers very, very shortly. So if you know that you were born in the month of August, I need you to just raise your hand so that we can dance and celebrate with you. I mean, it's such an amazing thing to be born. So yes, it's something worth celebrating. I'm just waiting to see if there's anyone born in the month of August. Use the reaction button underneath your screen and you can raise your hand. All right. So there are no hands raised, which means we do not have anyone born in the month of August, which is perfectly all right. At the end of the session, we're still going to get the opportunity to dance. So I cannot wait for that. Ladies and gentlemen, right now we'll be moving on to the testimonials, the business testimonial segment. All right. So what this basically means is that if anything good has happened to you in your business, in your work, in your company, in the course of the week, and you feel like it's worth coming here to share with us so that we can congratulate you and we can celebrate with you, this is the opportunity for you to do so. So use the reaction button the same way I explained earlier. Use the reaction button underneath your screen, raise your hand so that you can share your testimonial with us and we can be happy for you and celebrate with you. All right, so as we wait for those who have their testimonials, we have some testimonials who were that was shared rather via the email. So I'll just love to read one or two, and then I can see Chikodi. Okay, Chikodi will give her the opportunity to also share her testimonial and we'll proceed from there. All right, so the first testimonial is from Chinedu Okafo from Nigeria, and it reads, before I joined AYE, I had ideas but lacked clarity. After just a few sessions at the Entrepreneurs Assembly, my mindset completely shifted. I restructured my business, learned how to pitch with confidence, and now I'm attracting real clients. AYE gave me the structure I never knew I needed. Let us celebrate Chinedu for that amazing, amazing testimonial. And it's so happy. It's so amazing, rather, to see testimonials like this. I mean, last week we spoke about confidence. I think, yes, the video clip which we watched, it buttressed a bit about confidence and actually being able to put yourself out there and being able to be confident and be bold in what you're doing, basically confidence. So I'm happy that all the things that are being taught in the Entrepreneurs Assembly is being cultivated in people's lives and they're actually coming back to give these testimonials. Thank you once again, Chinedu from Nigeria, for sharing that with us. Okay, so we'll be handing over the mic now to Chikodi. Chikodi, please, you have 1 minute. Kindly go ahead and share your testimonial.
Okay. Good evening, Barrister Emanuela Daniel. Good evening, everybody. My testimony goes like this. Ever since I joined the AYE organization, the Saturday Zoom meeting, I've learned a lot that have helped me in my cake and confectionery business. In fact, as I'm talking to you right now, 8 teachers in my school have booked me for buns and chin-chin by the ending of this month to make it for them. Because I'm a kind of person that was very, very shy to tell people about my business. But ever since I joined this assembly made me to be very, very bold. I tell people about my business. Even I'm into 2 different network marketing business, Oriflame Sweden and Forever Living Product. Ever since I've been telling people about the business, people have been making positive contact to join. So that's what I've gained from AYE organization. It has taught me a lot of marketing skills, sales skills, leadership skills, and lots of it I've been applying to my business and it has been working for me. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank you so much, Chikodi, for sharing your testimonial with us. I like the way she said, my testimony is, at this point, this assembly is becoming like a church, literally, where people come and share their testimony and all of that. So yes, thank you so much, Chikodi. We're really, really seeing the strides. We're really, really seeing the confidence being built in you. I mean, we're just talking about confidence now, and she also spoke about how the assembly has helped her develop her confidence. It's super amazing to see that. And Chikodi, super congratulations for you. Keep pushing, keep attending the assembly consistently, and of course you will definitely come back with more testimonials to share. Once again, thank you everyone who shared their testimonial with us. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this particular person who I'm about to bring up on stage or to hand over to talk about today's topic, he definitely does not need too much introduction. And I'm saying this because as I said earlier this evening, it is not a known fact. It is not an unknown fact, rather, that he's a man of so much wisdom and intellect. He's someone who I admire so much. And of course, I don't think there's any better fit or anyone in a better position to take today's topic. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like for you to, with a resounding round of applause, kindly join me as I welcome a very, very great leader, an amazing personality, an amazing man as a whole. He is Mr. Benga Adebambo. He will be taking us on our topic today. Please let us celebrate him as he comes up.
Wow, thank you so much, Barrister Emanuela. And well, I'm thinking about how I'm actually feeling right now. You know, standing in Mr. President's shoe, it's not really a small feat at all. And I really want to appreciate Mr. President for giving me this honor. I want to appreciate AYE for giving me this privilege. I'm so happy being here at this particular time. So thank you so much. And I believe, God helping me, I'm going to be able to do justice to the topic that I have at hand. Thank you once again, Emanuela. Wow. Looking at the topic for today, great leaders don't skip breakfast. They feed back edge. And if we look at that, topic, you will see breakfast there. You'll see feedback. And the reason why we have breakfast and feedback there is because there's a strong similarity between breakfast and feedback. One of my favorite author, Ken Blanchard, said something many years ago in one of his books that I would really recommend for leaders on this platform. And I think the title of the book is The 1 Minute Manager. And he said something, he said, feedback is the breakfast of champions. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. So before I go into talking about feedback, before I go into feedback and our leadership journey, I would really want to allude to the importance of breakfast. I know we all know what breakfast is. You know, every day, you know, when you wake up throughout the day, you know, you have to eat 3 meals. We have the breakfast, we have the lunch, and we have the dinner. And then I can assure you it has been medically ascertained that the most important meal of the day is the breakfast for so many reasons. In fact, there's this medical advice that if you have to skip a meal in a day, it must never be your breakfast. So why is breakfast so important? Because if we don't know why breakfast is so important, we might not be able to correlate why feedback is important, because feedback is the breakfast of champion. And so let's look at it this way. Starting a day, you realize that I've seen people that were suffering for some form of ailment, and they gave them some medical advice of not skipping breakfast. In fact, I've seen people manage their weight. I've seen people, you know, work on their obese nature by not skipping breakfast. I've seen people manage diabetes by prioritizing their breakfast. And I want to say this, you see, I've observed that people that skip breakfast, there's a way they act throughout the day. Sometimes they can be so, you know, they can be so irritational. Sometimes they can be so saucy just because they skip breakfast in the morning. So breakfast is an essential part of your day. It's something that, you know, you must never skip. Very, 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 very important. Number one, you know, when you take breakfast, there's a way taking breakfast, there's a way it jumpstart your day. There's a way breakfast nourishes your brain. There's a way it nourishes your heart. There's a way it helps your general well-being. In fact, taking breakfast every day has, a strong importance on your mental well-being, on your physical well-being, and even your emotional well-being. I remember many years ago when I was in the university, there's a guy that, whenever we normally start our lectures like 7 a.m. in the morning. When this guy if this guy has not actually taken breakfast, it will be so obvious. You just see him, he will be so restless in the class, he will be so saucy, he will behave so irritation. And I begin to look at him. And anytime he takes his breakfast, you see him, well coordinated, and he's always high-spirited. So skipping breakfast is something that is detrimental to our health. So coming back to feedback now, just as breakfast is to our general well-being, also feedback is to our leadership journey. I take that again. Just as breakfast is to our general well-being, so also is feedback to our leadership journey. So it's very, very, very essential that we take feedback very serious. You see, and the first time I learned this was actually under Mr. President. We have this culture in AYE, and I believe some of the members of AYE, they can testify to this. Anytime we finish a program like this, no matter how tired we are, we must always, we will always have at least 10 minutes feedback after every meeting. It is like a culture in AYE. No matter where we are, no matter the part of the world we are, we don't joke with feedback, because we know that feedback is the breakfast of champions. So today, I'm going to be taking us through what I call the 10 reasons why you must always prioritize feedback as a leader. 10 reasons why you must always prioritize feedback as a leader. Just as you prioritize breakfast as the most important meal in the day, you must also prioritize feedback as a leader. So, point number one thing that feedback does is that it helps you to find a better way of doing things. I repeat that again. Feedback helps you in finding a better way of doing things. Somebody said something, Thomas Edison, he said, there's always a better way. He said, find it. So no matter what you are doing, there's always a better way of doing it. And what feedback does is to help you find that better way. The person the quote that what I just quoted now is from Thomas Edison, and we know some of his wonderful inventions. It was one that invented the light bulb, and he tried 999 ways before he eventually got how to make a light bulb. So one day a journalist was interviewing him and said, Mr. Edison, he said, how do you feel failing 999 times in your bid to making a light bulb? You know what he said? He said, I have not failed 999 times. He said, I now know 999 ways of how not to make a light bulb. So feedback helps you to find a better way. And it was, you can read a lot about Thomas Edison. It was said that he has this midnight crew. Every time, he conducts an experiment and it doesn't really work out, they will stay overnight to review their errors, to review the shortcoming. And at the end of the day, imagine they did that they call them the midnight crew. It is midnight crew 999 times. And eventually, boom, we have the light bulb. But don't forget, that light bulb didn't just show up. We have the light bulb today because after each failed experiment, Edison and his crew will go back, get feedback, and find ways that they can do things better. So feedback helps you to find a better way. That's number one. It helps you to find a better way. Number two is that feedback brings clarity. I repeat that again. Feedback brings clarity. Apart from helping you find a better way, it brings clarity. Today, I believe that today, virtually all of us that we are here, maybe we have, I'm just assuming, we have an account on Facebook. But I want to tell you this. You see, the Facebook that you are seeing today didn't start that way. It started in a small dormitory in Harvard with a young boy and his friend. I know you know who I'm talking about, Mark Zuckerberg. He started it in the Harvard dormitory, and then he called it Face Match. And what were they trying to achieve with Face Match? Because they realized that time Harvard was like a very, when it comes to academic, they were very serious academically. No social life, nothing. So some friends just came together and said, look, let's bring some flavor, to campus. Let's design a social hub that can, just bring people together. So what Mark Zuckerberg was doing with Face Match, we would just take, two people on campus, put their faces side by side, and he will ask students on campus to vote for them. And after that, he started getting feedback. From Face Match, today, we now have Facebook. We are able to metamorphose from Face Match to Facebook because of constant feedback. There was a time Mark Zuckerberg was in Harvard, he was delivering a lecture to the graduating students, and he said something, and I quote, he said, ideas don't come out fully formed. I repeat again, he said, ideas don't come out fully formed. He said, they become clearer as you work on them. Ideas become clearer as you work on them. So one thing feedback does is to bring clarity. Bring clarity. So the Facebook that we are seeing today went through a lot of clarity experiment from Face Match to Facebook. So feedback brings clarity. Then the third one about feedback is that it creates an inclusive atmosphere. I repeat that again. Feedback creates an inclusive atmosphere. If you want anything to evolve, you must involve others. Let me take that again. If you want anything to evolve, that evolve starts with E, then you must involve others, starting with I. If you want anything to evolve, you must create an inclusive environment. You must involve others. So feedbacks create an inclusive atmosphere. As leaders, when we ask for feedback, we are including everybody in our journey of leadership. So it shows how much you value other people's opinion. And that's the third one. Now the fourth one, which is very, very critical and very important, is that feedback reveals blind spot. I say that again. Feedback reveals what? Blind spot. And some of you can ask me what's blind spot, and let me just give us a quick definition of what blind spot is. We all have it. There's no exception to the rule. A blind spot is an area in your range of vision that you cannot see properly. Maybe part of the road that you are driving, or even a part of your character or attitude that you seldom observe. So blind spot is that area of your life that you are actually blinded towards. So what feedback does is that it reveals your blind spots, reveals. So as a leader, no matter how sensitive you are as a leader, you always have a blind spot that you will never see. So feedback is like a diagnostic intervention for every leader. Somebody said something. Socrates said something. He said, an unexamined life is not worth living. I repeat that again. An unexamined life is not worth living. An unexamined life is not worth living. So something that feedback does is, to put you at that pedestal where you have to self-examine yourself. So feedbacks helps you to unravel your blind spot. I take that again. Feedback helps you to unravel your blind spot. Now I'm going to be moving to the next point. The last point is feedback reviews blind spot. The next one is that, you see, feedback helps you to correct wrong notions. Feedback helps you to correct wrong notion. Some of us that will read, we are good students of the Bible. There was a time that Jesus asked his disciples, you know what he said? He said, "Who do men say that I am?" Imagine, now listen to this. If the master values feedback, then who are you? Imagine Jesus gathering his, he gathered his disciples and he was asking them, he said, "Who do men say that I am?" So if Jesus values feedback, then who are you? And amazingly, there were some of his disciples, they were going around with the wrong notion. In fact, when he asked them, somebody said, some people believe you are John the Baptist, come back from dead. Some people say you are the prophet. Some people say you are this and that. But one of the disciples said, "You are this." And he looked at the person and said, "Flesh and blood has not revealed this to you." So what did he do with feedback? He used it to correct, Jesus used it to correct a wrong notion, among his disciples. So as a leader, feedbacks help you to correct wrong notion. And there's this mechanism, I call it the SSC of feedback. And what do I mean by the SSC? Each of those alphabet means something. The first S means the things that you are to stop doing. Stop doing. So when you get feedback, it gives you an idea of what you are to stop doing. The second one is start doing. What are you supposed to start doing? So don't forget SSC. So feedback gives you the idea of what are you to stop doing, what are you to start doing. Then the last one, which is C, is what are you to continue doing. So feedback is so important that there's a way it helps you in your journey of leadership to correct some wrong notions and to put things in proper perspectives. Then the next one is that, which is number 6, is that feedback preserve leaders. You see, people don't know that when people under you are giving you feedback, it's not that they are rebellious or that they hate you. It's, as a leader, know that they are trying to preserve you. And I'm going to tell us a story. You see, I know many years ago, there is this Roman general called Julius Caesar. I know some of us, we've had, there's even a book written by William Shakespeare, Julius Caesar. He was a Roman general, so powerful. And one day, he was asking for feedback, and a soothsayer looked at him and asked him to beware of the Ides of March. Now, in the Roman calendar, the Ides of March is March 15. And the Romans then, they believe that March 15, it's a day that a lot of misfortune happens, a lot of bad luck and some other things. So the soothsayer actually warned him to beware of the Ides of May, which was March 15. So there was a day, the Senate, they were, he just came back from an expedition from the war front. So they were preparing something for him, in the Senate, not knowing that they planned to kill him. So when he was going, he saw the soothsayer. It was actually that March 15. And he looked at the March 15. He looked at the soothsayer. I said, okay, today is March 15. Said, and he told the man, said, you can see, nothing has happened to me. Today is March 15. But the soothsayer looked at him and said, sir, the day has not ended. It was that day that they actually killed Julius Caesar. You know, he went into the Senate hall, not knowing that his best friend, you know, Brutus, who normally stays by his, you know, at his back. You know, in the Roman something, you normally put people that you trust so well at your back. You are so, you know, that's where we got the idiomatic expression, a stab from the back. So when it was time to strike, it was Brutus that even struck first. And he held the man and looked at him and said, even thou, Brutus. But a lot of feedback, a lot of warning, but he will not just listen. So as a leader, you see, feedback is for your own preservation. And I want to say this, and this is very strong. You see, feedback helps you to watch your back. I say that again. Feedback helps you to watch your back. So when people are giving you feedback, they are helping you. You know, some people, they are always very irritated. You know, some leaders, they feel very insecure with feedback. Feedback is something that you should embrace because it is actually for your preservation. Anybody that gives you sincere and genuine feedback is actually trying to preserve you. And I think that's number 6. Then number 7. Then before I go into that number 7, I need to say this. You see, leaders that takes, it just came to my mind now. You see, leaders that takes feedback casually, they end up becoming casualties in life. So don't ever be casual with feedback. Never. Prioritize it as a leader. Ask for it, seek for it. Sit your team member. It might even be you and your spouse, you and your team. Ask for if you have to beg for feedback, please do. Because feedback is for your preservation. Now I move to number 7, and which is that feedback has the power to open your inner eyes. What did I just say? I said feedback has the power to open your inner eye. You see, there are some things, no matter how far-sighted you are, no matter how visionary you are, there are some things that you will never see except through genuine feedback. Many years ago, in 1979, a young man was traveling from Puerto Rico to the British Virgin Island, and something happened. Because was on board of a British, the British Airways plane, and in the middle of everything, they have to cancel the flight because they felt that the passengers were too scanty, so they just canceled the flight. That was in 1979. So the passengers were so frustrated. Everybody was just groaning, complaining. But this young man called an aeroplane agent and asked, what will it cost me to charter a Boeing plane? They gave him the amount. And he looked at the seat in the plane. He divided it by the cost. And it was like $39. And you know what he did? He took a plan and wrote $39. One-way trip to the British Virgin Islands. So, a lot of people that were frustrated started coming in, they came in, and he was able to fill the plane. So they started the journey. And they landed, at the British Virgin Island. And then he was like, okay, let me just get feedback. And he was asking everybody, hope the flight was okay and everything. And one man just looked at him. And you know what that passenger told him? He said, he looked straight into his eyes. He said, I think you should do this again. And that was how Richard Branson, I know you know Richard Branson, that was the evolution of the Virgin Airline. That insight, that from that feedback, that you can do this again. He did it again, and again, and again, and again. And today we have the Virgin Airline. So you see, feedback has the power to open your inner eyes, even to the potential that you don't even think you have. that sometimes people will tell you what you can do better. That sometimes it's good to, sometimes you think you can sing better, but actually what you can do better is to compose, is in composing a song. And sometimes you think you can compose song better, but actually what you can do so well is in singing the song. So feedback, there's a way feedback opens your inner eyes. I know sometimes some people, they will pray night and day, oh God, open my inner eyes. Let me tell you something. One very powerful way that God will use to open your inner eyes is not coming down or sending angels, is to send feedbacks through people around you. So sometimes when you are praying that God should open your inner eyes, then you also position yourself well for feedbacks. And just from that story, that was how Virgin Airlines was actually born. So God will not come down to open your inner eyes. He will send you feedback. How well you're able to embrace it will now determine how far you go in life. And that's number 7. Number 8 point is that feedback helps you to remove costly assumptions. Say that again. Feedback helps you to remove costly assumptions. You see, there are some assumptions that are very costly in our leadership journey. One of the worst things that can happen to a leader is going too far in your leadership journey with wrong assumptions. So what feedback does is to do what? Is to test your assumptions. You see, leaders that go very far and fast in life, they are the ones that test their assumptions very early in life. They don't wait until they get to the end of the line to test their assumption. It will be too costly then. So feedback, early feedback, let me put it that way. Early feedback helps you to remove costly assumptions. So it is suicidal to go far in the journey of life with wrong assumptions. So what feedback does is to help you do what? To help you remove wrong assumptions as early as possible. Now, I have 2 more. Number 9. You see, feedback strengthens relationship, whether with your team, with your partner, with your spouse. You see, genuine and sincere feedback will always strengthen relationship. And I normally tell people, you see, before the death of any relationship, there will first be the death of feedback. I say that again. You see, before the death of any relationship, there will first be the death of feedback. So in fact, in a summary, you see, relationships start dying when there is no longer feedback. So what feedback does is to strengthen relationship. So as a leader, to strengthen relationship with your spouse, with your team, with your partners, you need to value feedback. And I would love to say this. You see, relationship dies when we take feedback for granted. Relationship dies. In fact, I can assure you there are some things that can choke relationship, and relationship will still survive it. But there's no relationship that can survive in the absence of feedback, in the absence of sincere feedback. So feedback strengthens relationship. So don't take, in your relationship, never take feedback for granted. Don't be casual with feedback. Then the last one, Wow, I'm rounding up now. So the last one is that feedback builds a culture of trust and accountability. You see, a leader that is not accountable will self-destruct. And when a leader does not prioritize accountability, and does not prioritize feedback, accountability will begin to go down. So feedback is essential for trust and accountability. It builds a culture of trust and accountability. And in closing, I would like to say this. You see, great leaders don't skip breakfast. And I'm going to be giving us today an action step. Let me say, I'm giving us an assignment. Permit me. You see, the action step I want you to take away from this assembly today is whosoever you are, whether you're a leader, no matter what the level that you are leading, go and build the culture of feedback. With your spouse, bring back the culture of feedback. With your team, build the culture of feedback. Wherever you are, integrate feedback into your organizational structure. Very, 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 very important. So thank you so much. I'm done speaking. The mic is yours, Barrister Manuela.
Thank you so much, Mr. Benga. For a moment there, I was waiting to hear I am Sumi Smart Francis and I am nothing without God before I start speaking. I forgot that it was not Mr. President. That's how much I was enjoying the teaching from you, Mr. Benga. Thank you so, so much. I mean, before I handed over the mic to him, I said something. I said that we're about to hear from somebody who is filled with so much wisdom and intellect. And I'm sure that some people who did not understand what I meant as I did, you definitely understand it now. You definitely understand what I was talking about. The man is filled. He's loaded. Thank you so much, Mr. Benga. It was absolutely insightful. I mean, my note is totally filled up. I've been writing and there's so much wisdom and so much knowledge to put down. That was power packed. Thank you so, so much. I'm sure everyone here has a feedback. I mean, the topic was such an amazing one. And in a way or two, it definitely must have resonated with you. So this is the time for us to give our feedbacks. Oh, feedback. We're actually talking about feedback. So yes, as you know, in this organization, we do not take feedbacks for granted. So it's an opportunity for you to share how the topic that Mr. Benga has just shared resonates with you. I mean, all the experiences, all the examples that he gave. Have you ever had any of these experiences or encountered any of these things in your work, in your business, in whatever you're doing? And of course, just give us your feedback on how the session went in general. I'd like to start with Chikodi. Chikodi, please can you unmute your mic? You have 1 minute. Thank you. Chikodi, you're muted.
Thank you very much, Barrister Manuela Daniel. What resonates with me today and what I learned today is that feedback is the breakfast of champion. Just that breakfast is good for our health and is important and vital for our health, medically and health-wise. So as a leader, feedback is important for us. And he mentioned about the 10 lessons of leadership. He said, number one, leadership feedback helps you to gain clarity very well. It helps you to do things very well. Then he mentioned the SSC. It helps you to know what to stop doing, what to start doing, and what to continue doing. And as leader, we need feedback. It's very, very essential for us. With feedback, without feedback, our organization can die down. Without feedback, leadership can die down, because as a leader, feedback is essential. We need feedback. It helps us to know where we are lacking. It helps us to know where we can improve and do better. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Chikodi. And of course, SSC, that was a very profound one. What to stop, what to start, and what to continue. Thank you once again, Mr. Benga. Okay, I'd like to move on to Ibrahim, who was the second person to raise his hand. Please, you have 1 minute. Kindly go ahead and unmute your. Okay, so Mr. Ibrahim, we cannot hear you. I'm guessing it's because.
Hello, am I audible enough?
Okay, yes, please go ahead. We can hear you now.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but can you hear me?
Hello?
Oh, I don't think you can hear.
Good day, everyone. So 2 things I want to say. Congratulations to Mr. President to have somebody among the entrepreneur who can give such a fantastic, a realistic talk. I'm indeed happy. because it is often said that there is no success without a successor. So for us to have somebody among us who could take us to this level, indeed, I'm happy, and I'm happy for Mr. President. Congratulations to him. Then to Mr. Gbenga Adebombo, and indeed, I'm happy. The topic today is realistic, and if you really take your time to go through the lecture over and over again, you keep detecting things that will bring progress to your business. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ibrahim. Thank you for sharing your feedback with us. And of course, we could not agree more with you. It's such an amazing thing to see Mr. Benga filling the shoes of Mr. President so excellently well. It was absolutely mind-blowing and amazing. Mr. Benga, you deserve all the accolades right now. I mean, it was absolutely amazing from you. Thank you, Ibrahim, once again for sharing that. We'd like to move on to the next person, Kolawole. Please, if it's convenient, please turn on your camera as you share your feedback with us. Kindly go ahead and unmute. Okay, Kolawole.
Yeah, hello.
Okay,
Can
yes,
you hear me now?
go ahead.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank
we
you
can hear
very
you.
much. Sorry, I won't be able to turn on my camera. I'm inside and I'm not putting on a cloth. All right, thank you very much. So first off, I want to thank Mr. Benga for this wonderful presentation. I was actually reading, but then I had to close my book and listen to this because it seems the lecture actually spoke to me directly. I've actually been in at least some leadership roles for quite some years, and I can relate with each and every point that Mr. Benga highlighted for us this evening. I so much appreciate it. And if I'm permitted, I would like to ask a question from him, which I think is very important to me, and that's how to actually identify the let me say the thin line, because I believe there's a thin line between receiving a genuine feedback that is coming from a place of sincerity and the one that is coming from, let's say, a place of criticism. Let me just put it that way. And as a leader who wants to improve, who wants to move forward, I think it's very important to know how to do that so that we won't end up being defensive when our followers are giving us feedback. So I would love him to answer that question, so that, because I believe it's so important to me, because I think I'm lacking in that particular area, how to accept feedback and work on it properly. So thank you very much. I so much appreciate it.
That's a very great question. Thank you so much, Mr. Benga. The mic is yours.
Yeah, thank you so much, Manuela. Well, it's one of the challenging areas of feedback. How do you know whether a feedback is genuine or not? But let me say this. You see, the issue with feedback is not even that it is coming from somebody that is genuine or not. Because if all you wait for is someone that is genuine, there's sometimes, let me tell you something, there's some people that they don't like you. They will give that feedback out of hate, but actually that feedback is for your improvement. So what you do is not to look at the person that is giving the feedback. What you do is to look at the substance of the feedback. It's very, 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 very important. Don't focus on the person. Focus on the content of the feedback itself. So my advice to you is not looking at people whether what they are saying is from a genuine point of view or not. Is to say, okay, what they have said now, if I evaluate it and I scrutinize it, is this something that I can use to make myself a better person? That is where the question should go. So thank you so much. The mic is yours, Manuela.
Thank you so much, Mr. Benga. I mean, we couldn't agree more. Do not focus on who the feedback is coming from, rather focus on the content of that feedback. Thank you so much, Mr. Benga. Of course, we'll move on to Elizabeth. Elizabeth, please go ahead and unmute your mic. You have 1 minute to share your feedback with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Barrister Emanuela. And I would like to appreciate and honor the wisdom with which Mr. Benga presented his topic. This is something we'll hear over and over about it. He have given us a new light to it. And my question is, please, I'm the type who always seek feedback, and then I do pastries that I sell. I do them based on how I love them, and then I always ask customers, how do they see? People like it. My family loves it, and everybody loves it. But every time I know the thing is nice, I'm always asking for feedback. And one day I went to an office, sold to them. Everybody was enjoying. People were buying more. Those who bought were buying extra, which should tell me that they are enjoying my pastry. But then I still asked, how is it? Did you like it? Because I know there are people who might not like something, but for shy of face or fear of face, they will just hide it and then not tell you exact thing that they feel. So when I asked, one lady told me that, see, everybody is enjoying the thing. It means that it is okay, it is good. So just take it that way. And then now my question here is, how do you differentiate between getting feedback and then not coming across as you lack confidence? Because I'm the type who always seek feedback. But then later on in the years, it's beginning to feel to me that asking for too much feedback is like you lack confidence. So just show the confidence, tell to the people what it is, like you tell them what they should get rather than getting feedback from them. So how do we deal with this and not coming by as lacking confidence? Because
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you. I think Mr. Benga is currently unavailable because I cannot see his video, but I would just like to, okay, Mr. Benga, please go ahead. She asked a question on how to basically get feedback without sounding like you lack confidence in your brand or what it is you're offering them. Yes, that's the question.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Manuel. I think one way to handle this is that you see, don't seek for feedback from a place of insecurity. You understand? When Jesus asked them, "Who do men say that I am?" It wasn't from a place of insecurity. You understand? So the first thing is this: ensure you are not seeking for feedback from a place of insecurity. One thing I know about leadership is that feedback is actually important for a secure leader. One thing you need to really work at, on your own is taking yourself, bringing yourself out from that insecure point, taking yourself to a place of secure. Then from that place, then you now ask for feedback. So when you ask feedback out of being insecure, you have messed up everything. So the first thing to do is ensure you leave that zone of insecurity, then you can now ask for feedback. I think that's my answer to that. Thank you, Emanuela.
Thank you so much, Mr. Benga. Thank you for that beautiful answer. All right, thank you so much, everyone who has shared their feedback. I could see Mr. Dan's hand up earlier. I don't know if he still has something to share. Please kindly go ahead and unmute your mic, Mr. Dan. We'd love to hear from you.
Thank you, Barrister Manuela. I share your perspective. I thought it was Dr. Sumi speaking as well. Mr. Benga, that was brilliant. I've been with a lot of people in a lot of different environments, personal and business-wise, and feedback has always been important to me. I tell people in my business dealings, I don't care if you cry or scream, I don't care how you relate to me, what you feel, I need to hear what you feel. And I'd not thought clearly about all of the items, all of the benefits that derive from that. You express them so succinctly and so flawlessly. Each one I would say, oh yeah, that's true. That really is a part of it. It really does happen. I remember one time early in my career, very early, I was in a management position and a young man came to see me and I told him, can you come back in a little bit? I'm tied up doing something. And he left. And it wasn't until years later when we became better friends that he told me that I had offended him because I had not given him the opportunity to share with me what he needed to share. And that was another bit of insight that I want to pass on as a manager, as a leader, don't presume that whatever it is that you're doing is more important than hearing from one of the people on your team. Don't presume that their knowledge, their insights, their feedback at the time is worth putting off. If there's any way at all, set aside what you're doing and listen to feedback from people who come in unsolicited to offer you their ideas and suggestions. I just want to conclude by saying this was truly one of the most insightful. I'm at as many of these Saturday meetings as I can be at. This was one of the most insightful, most valuable, and I would encourage each of you young entrepreneurs to go back and listen to this again and again and again. This is really, really, really important for all the reasons Mr. Benga mentioned. So kudos to you, sir. Thank you for your insights. And I welcome in
Thank you so much, Mr. Dan. Well, you couldn't, I mean, you said it all. We couldn't agree more with you, Mr. Dan. It was such an amazing session today. Thank you so much, everyone who has shared their feedback with us today. I just want us to really take a moment to appreciate the man of the moment. I mean, Mr. Benga, I know that you must have taken your time, your energy to basically put and pour all that you've poured on us today. So we just want to show you some love and say thank you. We do not take it for granted. We really appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts, all that you have done for us today and all the knowledge that you have shared with us. So I can see, I don't even need to talk. You can see everybody is sharing the same sentiments as me right now. I haven't said anything, but they already know what they're supposed to be doing. So yes, let's keep the love coming. Let's keep the love coming. Let's show this man how much we appreciate him and how much we are grateful for all that he has done for us here today. Mr. Benga Adebambo, thank you so much. African entrepreneurs are grateful and we love you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you once again. And African entrepreneurs, thank you for being here today and being a part of this session. I'm sure you'd agree with me that it has been such an insightful and amazing one. Time well spent. It's been almost 1 hour, 30 minutes, and it's been absolutely enjoyable from the beginning to the end. So next week, Saturday, as you know, we have something different for you. We have another amazing speaker who will come and share from their wealth of wisdom. So it's something that you should not miss for anything. Next week, Saturday, 6 p.m. GMT +1, we're gathering, same place, same time. We look forward to seeing you. And of course, if you're not yet, or if you've not yet secured your ticket to attend the Global Entrepreneurship Festival, I really do not know what you're waiting for. You can see Mr. Dan just nodding his head as I'm speaking, and he's also wearing the cap right now. That is to show you how explosive this year's festival is going to be. It's something that you definitely want to be a part of. So if you've not secured your ticket, you need to rush right now and grab a ticket for yourself. We look forward to see you there. It's going to be absolutely mind-blowing. It's going to be an interesting time. It's going to be absolutely memorable. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been such an amazing pleasure to serve as your moderator for today's session. I've had so much fun myself. I've learned so much. And of course, after today's session, I'm going to go back, evaluate, and of course, cultivate and put all the things that Mr. Benga has shared today into practice. We look forward to hearing amazing testimonials which will be birthed from all that has been taught here today. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go into the next segment, which of course is the dance networking and all of that, we'll just love to end the assembly how we usually do it, with our closing mantra. Okay, so if you're just joining us for the first time, this is how we do it. It is a call and response. When I say if you can achieve this much alone, then you have to respond by saying how much more can we achieve together. And of course we do it putting our hands together just like this. It symbolizes unity, togetherness as African entrepreneurs. So yes, African entrepreneurs, if you can achieve this much alone, how much more can we achieve together? We're going to take that one more time because Olushola, you're not loud enough. I need to hear you at the top of your voice. You're only smiling, but you're not shouting. I need you to shout. Okay, African entrepreneurs, if you can achieve this much alone, how much more can we achieve together? Yeah, we can achieve so much more together. Do not go anywhere. We're going to dance.
You're rocking with the
and of course, get to know ourselves before
This is Africa's Young Entrepreneurs, where African entrepreneurs at home and in the diaspora come together to connect, collaborate, and build strategic partnerships. Join us now.
You're a good soldier, choosing your battle. Pick yourself up and dust yourself off and back in the saddle. You're on the front line, everyone's watching. You know it's serious, we're getting closer, this isn't over. The pressure's on, you feel it, but you got it all, believe it. When you fold it up, oh, and if you fold it up, Samina, mina, sangalewa, cause this is Africa. Samina, mina, waka, waka, Samina, mina, sangalewa, this time for Africa. For Africa, Samina, mina, waka, waka, Samina, mina, sakalewa, anawa, Samina, mina, waka, waka, Samina, mina, sakalewa. This time for Africa.
Kidogo na data na mwita sheri, akitingisha bodi na piga kelele sheri, namwita sheri, sheri bodi ngorangai, sheri westoni lunga FB, mwami ajabu, shike nikushike, nishike, nishike nikushike, nishike. Katika ka umangane lo kati